This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Welcome to the show. Today we are going to talk about something deeply important, and it's an issue that's right here in our own community, an urgent need for foster families. Right now, we have, I think these numbers are right, ladies, 77 children and teens from our area that have been moved out of their home and communities, not by choice, but because there just simply aren't enough foster families available for them locally. That's 77 young lives looking for stability and connection and a place to belong. And that's why a new initiative called 26 in 26 has begun. It's an effort to recruit 26 new foster families by the year 2026. So joining us today are two women who are on the front lines of this important work. Andrea Zimmerman, who is the program director for Families and Foster Care Coalition, and Lauren Daniels, who's a foster care case manager for the Methodist Children's Home Family Outreach, working alongside, of all things, Heart of Texas Goodwill. So I say that because I was so stunned to learn that Goodwill was a part of finding foster family. I mean, I think that's where you take your stuff and then they sell it in a store, which they do that. But we were able to sit together at a gala for Goodwill, along with your wonderful husband, Aaron. And so tell me, first of all, what the coalition is that you're involved with, Andrea, and how you came to this work.
Sure. Well, the Families and Foster Care Coalition came about in 2021. And at the time, there were high numbers of children in hotels in Waco. And this was due to, during the pandemic, so
Right.
Foster homes weren't reopening, and then some group homes had closed. And it just kind of crescendoed into this placement issue. And so kids were in hotels. And it got the attention of the city of Waco. And Mayor Meek said, we have a crisis in foster care. Let's build a coalition. So he charged CASA of McLennan County and Prosper Waco with forming this coalition.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2022, I became involved in the coalition really as a community member, interested in the needs in our community on behalf of my church, and then that kind of grew into seeing that if we got some funding behind it and some intentional human resources, we could really make an impact in our community for the children who have been impacted by foster care. So the effort, thanks to the support of the Cooper Foundation and CASA, we launched the funded version of the coalition, and that has grown and evolved. And now we are permanently housed at Heart of Texas Goodwill under the mission wing of Goodwill. You mentioned you think about Goodwill as a retail shop, which is true. And when you purchase or donate to the retail side, that funds the mission. So Good. My program comes out of the mission. So that's our permanent home now. I'm real grateful for that.
Well, and I presume it's the facility there on New Road.
Yes.
That's where your offices are.
Yes. The administrative offices on New Road. I sort of float around in the community. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I office at the East Waco location. Sometimes I'm in Bell County. So, but yeah, our real work is mostly done out of the New Road.
Right. So let's talk about the Methodist Children's Home and its role in this, because the home also has its own foster program, right? So what kind of brought you to the coalition?
Yeah, so Methodist Children's Home has gotten to be a part of the coalition since it started, and in some way, just in the different spaces that we get to be in with our prevention programs and our residential facility. But this last February, we reopened our foster care program, and so we got to be in it intentionally in that space, helping recruit foster families for our community. So we've gotten to take it to the next level and be involved that way.
Right. So the kickoff was in January, I take it, on the 26th in 26. Yes. How's it going?
Great. We launched, as you said, in January. This is a concerted effort to license 26 new families from Waco to keep children here in Waco, and so they don't have to go to other parts of the state. And I think we are at 3 families who have completed applications. I haven't checked. I should have checked in before this podcast, but we have drop-in sessions almost weekly, 3 times a month over at Common Grounds Woodway. And that's an opportunity for people to meet with one of the representatives from our campaign and just kind of learn about foster care
get
and
some
ask
questions
questions.
answered.
Yeah. And so those have been real successful. We've had a lot of almost every session has had at least 1 or 2 families drop by. So we'd love to get into more spaces. One thing we'd like to do is to get into businesses that have a staff that have people that might want to be foster parents or might have been thinking about it and say, oh, I really want to do that one day. We want to talk to those people because now is a great time. And we would like to provide a gentle on-ramp for them to explore foster care.
Who are you looking for in a foster parent? Does it have to be a couple?
I'll let Lauren answer that.
No, I mean, so every agency has different requirements, anything from financial to who's in the home. But in general, I would say for our Waco community, anyone who's willing. We know it's a lot to ask for, but I would say, and Andrea would hopefully agree, that the blessings far outweigh the challenges of it. And so anyone, whether that's a couple, individual, if you're willing and able to open your home to care for kiddos, then that's what can really make a good foster parent.
So what are the ages we're talking about? Or can a foster parent say, I just want maybe teenagers, or I just want school age, or...
Yeah, so
because not everybody's equipped to take a baby.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, any kid coming into care, that can be 1 day old, straight from the hospital to we can be in the teenage years, 18-year-olds aging out of care. And there's other things past 18 support. But in terms of foster care, it's that 0 to 18 age range. And so if you're becoming a foster parent, you have the chance when you do your home study to say, hey, our family is best equipped to care for kids 2 to 5. Or we really feel passionate about working with teenagers. And so you have that ability for whatever your capacity is, even your passion or strengths are, you have that ability to kind of have that preference.
Yeah, and I guess for whatever length of time a child is in the home, there's gonna be a relationship formed, huh?
Yeah. That's one of, I think, the best things that foster care can offer. Yeah. I mean, the hope and goal of foster care is reunification. And when that's not possible, to find what we call kinship. And so that could be a relative, family member, sometimes someone else in that close circle that can care for those kiddos. Otherwise, we look at foster care. And so those relationships, right, that's one of the best agents of change. And so when a foster home can offer consistent, loving, nurture care, that relationship can really be strong.
Yeah. So what does this 77, what does that really mean? I mean, how many, what is the impact of the need initially? And I presume maybe those numbers are fluctuating.
Yeah, those
maybe growing. I don't know.
Yeah, the my guess is that number will have grown by now because
really?
The removals have been up. These were the numbers when I got the brochures printed in December.
Yeah. I mean, that was current information at the
but
time.
it's roughly around that number, let's say. But I don't know exactly who those children are, but the reasons that we have to send kids out of the area typically are they might be sibling groups. So there's a big need for foster homes that will welcome.
It would take multiple children.
Sure. Sometimes they might have special needs that can't be met locally, or there aren't there aren't foster homes equipped at the level for those children. Sometimes this happens with infants. If a foster family can't find a daycare spot, which is a challenge in Waco, then it's hard to find a family that will take an infant without knowing that there's a child or a spot for them in childcare. So
yeah, if they're working, then they've got to have that.
Yeah, so then they might find a home for them in San Antonio or someplace else. So and when children are sent far from home, it just creates a lot of challenges for reunification and just in general for connection of that child to their biological family, to their resources.
And psychologically, the effect on the child.
Yeah, it increases trauma all around. So it is better for the children. Usually, it is better for the children or the youth to stay close to home so they can maintain whatever their connections are, maybe their school, maybe their physician or their faith community or relatives. But it also it removes barriers for the biological parent. If reunification is a goal, imagine trying to visit your child in San Antonio, maybe if you don't have transportation, or so keeping kids close to home is it's better for the child, it's better for the whole family. It's better for the foster parents because then they can potentially, if they want to, build a relationship with the biological parent and have that connection. And we have so many great visitation spaces now in Waco through Foster Village and through Isaiah 117.
Tell me about that. I see they're one of your participating agencies.
Yeah, so Foster Village is is located in Woodway. They're housed at Central Presbyterian Church, and they have a visitation space where visitations happen. They also have a big play area on the property for the children while the visitation is happening. They provide welcome packs for new foster families and kinship placements within the first week or so of that placement. And then Foster Village also offers ongoing support. They have caregiver support groups, adoption support groups. They have a monthly parents' night out that they partner with local churches to host. My church is hosting one at the end of April, and
which is St. Albans.
St. Albans, yep. Yeah. They're hosting one at the end of April, and that's a chance for foster parents and kinship caregivers to drop off the kids for 3 hours, and they're well cared for. And so Foster Village is a great resource that we have in Waco to provide support. And I'll say Methodist Children's Home too, with their case management program through the Family Outreach Office, also is another support to foster families, kinship families, reunifying families, and all their trauma informed care resources and general case management. Lauren can speak more to that, but there's just a lot available here in Waco now. Now that we're organized as a coalition, we can really help a family navigate the support in ways that historically that just hasn't existed here.
Well, and I love that because of all these different organizations and outreaches doing wonderful work, but it's kind of like we don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's nice to get everything, put together so you know what those resources are in one spot. So kudos to you all for doing that. I want to take a quick break, but there's a lot more I want to know, maybe more specifically about what it takes to be a foster parent, maybe some misconceptions about foster parenting, and we will get to that. Well, I want to let you know today's show is brought to you by Universal Windows. Transform your home with our premium window, door, and siding installation services. Universal Windows Direct, Central Texas, makes upgrading your home simple and stress-free. Call Universal Windows Direct, Central Texas today. They're located in Woodway. Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
And we are back with Andrea Zimmerman and Lauren Daniels, who are both part of a coalition that is seeing to the needs of foster children, kids who, well, they'd like to keep here locally, not have to farm them out to faraway places, if at all possible. And so this wonderful group of agencies, from Circles of Care to CK Family Services, of course, the Methodist Children's Home, Family Outreach, Healing Homes, Presbyterian Children's Homes and Services, Foster Village, we were talking about moments ago, St. Francis Ministries, and Families and Foster Care Coalition, which is what you're a program director of, Andrea. There is maybe a misconception that if you're going to foster a child, it's going to be a long-term thing. Is that true or not?
You know, it can look a lot of different ways.
Okay.
So you could have a family taking a child or a youth, and it could be for 4 days. It could be really brief. And then it could be a lot longer. Typically, there's like statute of limitations isn't the right word, but there's like a limit of when CPS is required to do kind of their sides of things, work through the plans with bio parents, and come up with a plan for what's next. So ultimately, we want this child to have stability and reach permanency. And so that can be up to a year, 2 year typically is when getting on the longer end. But
so it could vary. Is this also, is it never a possibility maybe for that child to be adopted or not? That would never happen in this case. What is?
It's a, do you want to take it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely a possibility.
Okay.
So the primary goal is always reunification
With
bio
biological parents.
Yeah,
sure.
when that's not possible, we have kinship, what we talked about. And then when that isn't an option either, then the child could be adopted. So ideally, right, we would want that to be with the foster family that they're with. Sometimes maybe a foster family isn't adoption motivated, and that's okay. And so we would find the youth or child a foster home that is open to adoption, desires to do that, and then we'd go that route. So adoption is definitely a possibility through foster care.
Yeah.
But there's
go ahead.
There's been a bit of a change in sort of the culture around foster care. I guess you could say that, maybe 15 years ago, somebody would say, well, I'll just foster to adopt a child. Like that might be part how they want to plan their family. But that is not really a thing anymore. There are children who are, available for adoption, but for the most part, we really encourage families to go into it to foster. If adoption becomes an option, then there's a lot of support for that, and but the really the goal statewide and even nationally is to preserve families, and whether that looks like reunification or, as Lauren said, working with a kinship family for permanency, then or even there's a term now called fictive kin, where that might be somebody who is maybe a teacher of the child or a school counselor or somebody in their life who's not related biologically, but is known to the family.
Yeah.
And so that is another type of kinship care that is encouraged.
And you mentioned regular kind of gatherings where people can come, and if they just want to initially start looking into the idea, what is involved in becoming a foster parent, though? What kind of procedures do they have to do?
Yeah, so in general, every agency might have slightly different requirements down to the hours of training or what's covered. But overall, there's requirements from the state called minimum standards. It's this fun, 500-page document that details all the requirements for agencies, for foster parents. Yeah. And so the general step and process is every agency is going to have some form of an orientation or an info session. You can attend that, ask questions, and then from there, it's typically background checks. So we're going to run a criminal background check, an abuse background check. And then from there, you're going to do some interviews for a home study while you're also attending various trainings from trauma-informed care. How do you navigate the different requirements with being a foster parent, like documenting doctor's visits and medications?
Right.
To how do I go about a relationship with bio parents, visitation, things like that. You would cover all of that in training to then complete your home study, which consists of some of those interviews with the family, with the adults in the home, with the kids in the home. And it kind of becomes this little document that makes up you as a family that we're able to go through the foster care process.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you go through this process, and then you don't have to keep reinventing yourself if, you decide, I'm going to not do this for a while. Or do you have to have refresher courses and sort of start over?
Yeah, once you're a licensed foster parent, there's annual
Oh, so it's a license.
requirements.
You call it a license. Yeah. Okay.
So it typically takes about 4 to 6 months to become licensed.
Okay, wow. All right.
And then, again, different agencies have different requirements and different timelines with that. But on average, it's 4 to 6 months. And then once you're licensed, there's annual things every year. So different trainings, some of those are online self-paced, some of them are live, but there's some things every year that you have to renew.
Yeah.
And a lot of the training now is done online. It's all the agencies have virtual options.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of something that came out of the pandemic is that they've made it a lot more accessible for families to do that from home. And then I'll say the partnering agencies in this 26 and 26 campaign all have, I mean, I think of their case managers, but I think of them as coaches because they really work with the families to help shepherd them through the process.
Right, so they have someone kind of walking alongside them through the process.
Yeah, and they're very accessible with
great.
questions. And some agencies will even provide childcare during the trainings. So they'll really work with families to help them get through that process because it can be a lot, and sometimes 4 to 6 months. That's assuming the parent completes their paperwork,
Mm-hmm.
does their part in it, and sometimes they need encouragement with that. And Lauren and the other folks are real good at doing that.
Yeah. So since you kicked this off, you said how many are kind of working on this process? I mean, seriously?
Well, we have 3 who've completed the preliminary application, and they're in that 4 to 6 month process now.
Good.
And so then there's more. There are more conversations happening. Let's put it that way.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, but as you say, it's a process, and this just started in January, so yeah, it's still early stages. I would love to have you come back and tell me how things are progressing. But you mentioned like little kits and welcome things and all that sort of stuff. Is there a need for volunteers that just could help somehow?
Oh yeah, well, we'll never say no to volunteers.
Okay.
So yeah, if there are folks interested in volunteering in some way, there are different organizations that welcome volunteers at different levels.
Mm-hmm.
We partner with CASA of McLennan County. There's a big need for CASAs. That's a higher level volunteering commitment, but
Right.
I'm happy to plug people in where they feel like they can be used well. So we have a website. It's if you just Google Families in Foster Care or Foster Care Waco will come up.
Mm-hmm.
We also have we're on social media. Just message and I'll navigate folks to any organization.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself, Andrea. How did you kind of get into this area? You said initially it was like, oh, my church wants to be involved in something, but what is your background and training and all that kind of thing?
This is about to get real interesting, Anne.
All right.
I went to college for apparel design and manufacturing, so I can run a factory, but I don't do that.
Did you ever?
No. I worked a little bit in technical design and for a catalog company, but no, I came to Waco because my husband became the rector of St. Albans Church.
Right.
And so that's what brought us to Waco. So I've always had an outreach mindset within my faith life, I guess, and within churches. And
a pastor's wife is a calling, for sure.
It is. And this particular, in Waco, I've worked in the schools. I worked for 3 or 4 years in elementary schools, tutoring between 3rd and 5th grades. Yeah. And a lot of the youth I worked with were CPS involved. Really? And I remember at one school, this is my why. At one school, there's one 4th grade classroom that had, I think, 15 kids in it, and 6 of them had open CPS cases. And I loved those kids. And it, if I could, it wasn't appropriate for me to step in with those families at that time, but thinking about those kids and how maybe, helping their families or providing a safe, stable place for them while their families worked on their issues, that really spoke to me. So that's sort of my why. And then I mentioned after we were coming out of COVID through my church, our church grew during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So it was wild. We had a lot more people. We had
Well,
increased capacity.
a lot of it because of that rector. I have to say, he's a dynamo. He's wonderful.
And the people. I mean, the people there
and
are
wonderful.
just,
It's a wonderful fellowship there. Yeah.
So so we are in this position where we could do more. We could serve more of the community.
Sure.
So my husband said, help us like figure out what the needs are.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go too far, but around that time I read an article in the Trib about this coalition. And so I was like, well, I'll join this coalition.
Yeah.
And this space what I do is more community organizing in the foster care space, from prevention through permanency. So I'm more like working with the organizations to organize our resources. And,
right.
So that is something that is within my skill set. I didn't have much experience in the foster care space other than, knowing people who've been foster parents. But it is something that I've read a lot about, and maybe had a slightly elevated knowledge about, but it's not hard to learn either.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not hard to learn. And I really try to platform the experts to talk about the foster care itself. And then I kind of stick to working with the organizations to serve families.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Getting the most out of them for what their mission is. Lauren, yourself, how did you get involved in this kind of work at the Methodist Children's Home?
Well, actually, growing up, my family did foster care.
Yeah.
And so I have a big personal tie
I love
to
that.
that.
Yeah.
My younger brother is actually adopted. And so I've gotten to kind of go on that journey of what it looks like to be a sibling of a foster family, and see the challenges of that, but see the many ways that it's very intentionally impacted me for the better. And so kind of having that experience growing up and going to school for social work, it just was a no-brainer that I wanted to be more a part of that. And so when MCH had the chance to open up our foster care office in Waco, it was an absolute yes, I want to be involved in that and walk alongside these kids and families.
Yeah. Had you been working at the Methodist home at the time?
Yeah, so I've been there. I started there as an intern.
Did you
during
really?
grad school? So I've been there for about 3 years now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, I'm sure even in that length of time, you've seen some wonderful stories.
Yeah, definitely.
Come at it without sharing too much. Can you kind of pinpoint a few things?
Yeah, I think one of the things I admire about MCH the most is the continuum of care that we can offer. So the ways that I've gotten to see or walk alongside families that we might serve in parent education, that then moves to case management, where we get to be in the home with them. Maybe that's a grandma caring for her 3 grandkids, right? And that's that kinship aspect we talked about. So we get to walk alongside of them, help them.
Yeah, because there's a reason God gives children to younger people as a grandparent.
Yeah, there can be definitely different challenges, right?
Oh, yeah.
As a grandparent, learning how to care for kids again in a different way, in a different generation, right?
Oh, yeah. All the rules seem to change a lot, too. I mean,
but that was one of the really unique things of getting to walk alongside. I mean, families of all different kinds of makeups. That's just one example.
Oh, I know.
But we get to, whether that's resource connection or some parenting work, communication in the home, navigating kids who have experienced, or even adults who have experienced different trauma. But then to get to see them move to one of our counseling programs, and then maybe even eventually foster care, where we get to license them and offer them different support. There's just so many stories I could share across that, where seeing them really get to be empowered and step into to care for kids is really great.
Yeah, I know it's got to be rewarding what you're doing, and this effort that is through
the Families and Foster Care Coalition.
Goodwill. I mean, it's just like, it kind of blows my mind, the Goodwill. But Heart of Texas Goodwill Industries Incorporated, one of the participating agencies, and it's just so much. The Families and Foster Care Coalition, which is, you say, Mayor Meek. How many years ago now?
2021. So
2021. So yeah, it's been a
5
little
years
while.
ago. Yeah.
Well, and so it's an issue that's not going to go away. You know, it's kind of like when I have the advocacy folks on. I say, I wish we could put you out of work.
Right.
You know, just didn't need you in the community, but that's just sadly not going to be the case. And so for these different member agencies to step up and say, this is our heart, this is what we want to do. We want to help children who are, who no fault of their own, find themselves in a place where they can't be with a nuclear family like we would hope every child could be. Just in the last few minutes, how can folks get in touch with you and learn more about this 26 in 26 effort?
Yeah, so an easy way is to drop in to Common Grounds Woodway. We are there the first Thursday, the second...
First Tuesday.
Is it first Tuesday?
First Tuesday.
Okay. On our Facebook page, you will see the schedule. We are there
but you're there a lot.
three times a month, and it bounces. A time of day bounces around. Also, just reach out to me through any of our website, social media. We're happy to meet one-on-one with folks. However, in whatever way that works for them, we can meet at a park if they have kiddos, or the
Common Grounds is so great there because there's a place for kids to play. And
exactly.
It's wonderful, yeah.
And we're also happy to come into if you are part of a faith community, we all get together and take it on the road and do info sessions at churches. And so we have one coming up later this month. And so we would love to come to where you are and talk to you about the needs, and we can make it real concise, and we'll bring snacks.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned that, when you shop at your Goodwill thrift store, it's helping to fund the work that you're doing. So important. But do you also, solicit donations for funding and that kind of thing?
So the Families in Foster Care Coalition is funded by Goodwill. I'm an employee of Goodwill. For this particular campaign, the Waco Foundation actually supported this campaign through their mini grant opportunity. And then the participating agencies also helped out. So Goodwill is a nonprofit. Of course, we will accept donations through the website. And you can even designate to the Families in Foster Care Coalition. And all of these agencies, of course, fundraisers, we're all nonprofits. So if you want to support the work of foster care, you can do that through any of these organizations.
Well, you've helped me understand so much better the issue, the need.
The Riesel Fair is back and bigger than ever. Bring the whole family for a day packed with fun, from thrilling rides, delicious food, local vendors, and live music Friday night. Saturday music begins at 2 p.m. Admission is $5 for adults, 2 to 12 years $3, 2 and under are free. Mark your calendar and join us for the Riesel Fair, May 7th through 9th. The Riesel Fair, where memories are waiting just for you.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
So today we're going to talk about something that's truly reflecting the heart of the community, and it is compassion in action. I'm talking about the Body of Christ Community Clinic in Belton. Quietly and faithfully serving neighbors in need for many years now, providing essential medical and dental care to those who might otherwise go without. It's the kind of work that changes lives, restores dignity, and reminds us what it means to truly care for one another. Now they're inviting the community to join with them for a very special evening. Their upcoming annual banquet is on April 30th. Not just a fundraiser, it is a celebration of impact and hope and the power of people who are stepping up to serve. So it is a delight to get to visit with Donna Dunn, who's the executive director. Here's my visit with her. Well, how many times have you now been with me?
Several.
Several.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, right. And of course, we go way back to elementary school, truth be known. And so it's
We're getting
always
old, Ann.
well, yeah. Thanks for newsflash, everybody. Stop the presses. Ann is old, but that really it's always fun.
Yes.
To see friends from a long time ago.
Yes.
But you have been with the Body of Christ Clinic now as executive director, correct?
Yes. Since 2012.
2012, and this ministry is so remarkable.
Thank you. Yes.
And it is so impactful, as I say. And so it takes money for this kind of thing to happen, because you do provide these services for folks who can't get dental care and all that kind of thing.
Correct. Yes. So yes, we were started. The clinic opened in 2010, and we serve the East Bell County area. People that don't have any insurance and are very low or no income, which Texas has the highest uninsured rate in the United States, and Bell County is one of the higher uninsured counties. And so we basically go by the federal government, federal poverty index level. And I think for a family of four these days, it's like $64,000 a year. There's a lot of folks in our area that do not make that kind of money.
Oh, I can imagine.
And so we do medical and dental services. We do not charge for our services. We have a little donation jar at the front of each desk at the medical clinic and the dental clinic. And we ask patients if they're able to make a donation. And 99.9% of them do throw in. It may be a $5 bill, a $20 bill, a handful of change. They give what they can.
Yeah.
Because
like
they appreciate the services. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where the community steps in,
Yes.
the community part of the clinic. And it's so wonderful that you have some awesome fundraisers over the past. You've been able to come on and tell me about some of the great music acts and folks that have come in and really blessed everybody there.
Yes, yes.
So tell me about this upcoming event on the 30th.
So April 30th, we have an annual banquet every year. And this year we're having Charles, he goes by Skeeta Jenkins, to be our speaker.
Okay.
And he lives in our area. He's originally from Louisiana, but he does a lot of movies. He does plays at our civic theater and stuff like that. He's done some movies, and he's a remarkable gentleman. I mean, he grew up knowing what it's like for the patients that we see.
Right.
And
he's
so,
been where they are.
Yes. So he has really a heart for giving back. And so he's agreed to do the speaking part for us. And it's our annual banquet. And that's where, a lot of our funding comes from, to enable us to continue to do the services that we do. We do fundraisers. We have individual donors. We have
so you have regular support. People can
and some
give
churches that
whatever.
support us. Yes, and so that's how we are able to keep our doors open.
Truly, the hands and feet of Jesus for folks who are in need of medical attention and dental attention. What are some of the most pressing needs you're seeing now?
Well, like I said, so many people have health issues. A lot of our patients are diabetic or have hypertension and that sort of thing, and they're just not able to get regular care. I mean, in a tough situation, they can go to the emergency room. And the emergency room, if you report to emergency, they're going to see you whether you have insurance or not.
Sure.
But to get continuum of care after that emergency visit, that's pretty much hard to do. And so we're able to help those folks in those situations. And then for the dental aspect of it, it is a huge need because you can go to the emergency room and there's not much they're going to be able to do if you've got severe tooth pain or something like that. They might can give you an antibiotic, but they're not going to be able to take the teeth out to relieve, the situation.
Oh, yeah, to fix the problem.
So being a charity dental clinic is a huge need for folks. I mean, dentistry is very expensive.
Oh, sure it is.
So
and that is one thing that people just put off.
Right, exactly.
Right.
They're trying to make it day to day, and they just kind of ignore their oral health.
Right, and then things just get even worse. A lot of people don't realize how many people fall through the cracks.
Absolutely. Yes.
So paint a picture, if you would, is there like a typical patient that you serve or not? It's just all ages and ranges.
It's all ages. We don't see many kids. All of our providers, our medical providers, are all volunteer. We have two retired doctors and 2 retired nurse practitioners that are there every Tuesday to see patients. And then we've got our Thursday evening group there's a few that are retired, but most of them work at our healthcare system at home, Baylor, Scott & White, and come over to volunteer after work with us. Yeah. So we've got that steady stream of volunteers. Well, sometimes it's ebbs and flows. Sometimes we don't have enough, but a lot of times we've got over 170 something volunteers, licensed as well as non-licensed people that like help at the front desk or help for other situations. But our Tuesday clinic is mostly patients that we see on a regular basis that don't, like I said, don't have any insurance or between insurance and situations or stuff like that until they can get on Medicare or Social Security and that sort of stuff. So if they have the diabetes or the hypertension, they need to be seen on a regular, at least 3-month or 6-month.
Right, to monitor.
Yes. So those are the types of patients that we serve. Like I said, it's not too many children, but it's mostly adults, I'd say, from probably in the 30s to 50s, early 60s, something like that.
How does someone apply for becoming a patient here?
Well, they have to call to schedule an appointment, and we ask new patients to bring in a proof of address. And if they live with someone, if they're pretty much homeless and live with someone, have that person give us their utility bill with a note from that person saying that our possible patient lives with them. So proof of address, a picture ID, and then if they have any income, proof of income. And that person, we get them set up with a social worker or an intake person who goes, they fill out an application, they go through that process, and I assure you probably 99% of the people that come in qualify for our services. So we basically, like I said, go by their income levels and whether they have, we don't see anybody that has insurance, it's only uninsured.
Right, there's only uninsured folks. What happens to people who don't have access to a clinic like this?
Right, well, they go to the emergency room. I mean, there's whether they have insurance or not, like I said, they have to be. If they report to the emergency room, they're most likely
so
going
then
to be
they're
seen.
using it like a regular doctor's office.
Right.
Which is not good.
Absolutely, yes.
That's
so we're blessed to be there. It's been a blessing. It's really kind of opened my eyes because I used to work at the major system, Baylor Scott & White, before that, and you kind of get into this little silo, and then you get out in the community and see these folks that can't come to Baylor Scott & White or go to any other, major healthcare system. And it's really, we have missions in our own neighborhoods. And so it's good that we're able to see those folks that don't have any other resources.
Somebody who's listening or watching and wants to help, how can they do that? How
that
can
would
you
be
plug
awesome.
them in? You're always looking for folks, huh?
We have a website, Body of Christ Community Clinic, and you can go to that and get more history of how we were started and what we do and those sorts of things. And then there's actually a donate button on there that they can make a donation, and then it comes to us.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this upcoming event on the 30th, Charles Skeeta Jenkins is going to be your keynote speaker.
Yes.
What are you hoping people take away from this event?
Well, mostly our mission that will be explained and the video will be shown. They come and gather together. We have a meal. It'll be at University of Mary Hardin Baylor.
Okay, good. I was going to say I haven't said the location.
Yes, University of Mary Hardin Baylor. The president of UMHB, his wife was on the committee that got the clinic started because she used to be a nurse, and so we have it up there.
Is that Bauckham?
Yes,
Yeah.
Bauckham. Yeah. And we have a meal and then a speaker, and then you just kind of have an opportunity to communicate with others in the area that you may not know, but you can meet them and like I said, learn more about who we are and what we do and that sort of thing.
Good. So, what keeps you encouraged every day, Donna? Because I guess at times it can be a little overwhelming.
It is very stressful. At being the executive director, I feel like it's all on me to make sure that we have the funding to continue to serve and do what we do. So it does get stressful, but I love it. I honestly love it so much. It's visiting with not only with all of our volunteers that come in, and I've met so many new people, but being able to speak to our patients when they come in and talk to them and just make them feel welcome and just know that they're loved.
Yeah, and it is a ministry.
Yes.
So you share the love of Jesus with them.
We do. Well, anybody coming in anything that's called Body of Christ Community Clinic, surely
Hello.
they know.
They're going to get the picture.
Yeah. And we, most of our providers, when they're seeing the patients, they ask if they would like prayer. We don't force it on them, but they do
offer
ask,
to pray with them.
Can we pray with you? Can we pray with you? We have a prayer box in our waiting room, each of our waiting rooms, and there's just little index cards there and pencils, and you would not believe the prayer requests that our patients put in there. It just touches my heart to see what they are going through and that sort of thing.
Yeah, have you seen or know of maybe some, shall we say, success stories, but people who've really been helped by what you're doing?
Well, I know there's several, like I said, that are kind of in between jobs or circumstances. So we see them, and then they're able to get a job. There's been
maybe get on company insurance.
On insurances.
Right.
And so I've had a few reports on that. I get lots of times I'll get in the prayer box, they'll put folks just thanking saying, I just want to thank you for all that y'all have done for me and letting me feel so welcome at the clinic. And sometimes I'll get notes, even letters written in and stuff like that. So, but it's a blessing. It really is.
Got to be gratifying.
I can't tell
to
you how much of a blessing it is. There's no words to express.
Well, I'm thrilled to be able to help spread the word on your event, because again, it's so crucial that you raise those funds that are needed to keep the doors open.
Yes.
To the Body of Christ Community Clinic in Belton. Your address in Belton is?
The clinic address, the medical clinic is 2210B Holland Road, and then the dental clinic is about 3 or 4 blocks away, and it's 1506 Oleta Street.
Okay, very good. And again, your website?
Yes, bodyofchristcommunityclinic.org.
Okay, and so for tickets to this event, how much they cost and how can folks get them?
We have sponsorship levels between $2,500 to $600, and then individual tickets are $40 each.
Oh, good. Well, it's going to be a wonderful evening. Again, it will be at UMHB.
Yes.
What building will it be?
It's Bauckham, McLean Great Hall.
Okay.
In Balcom Building, the
in
top
Balcom
level.
Building.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. And it was President Balcom.
Yes.
We're talking about his wife. I can't call her first name, but
Yeah,
anyway.
I can't
And
either.
anyway, but yeah, just wonderful gifts to the community of Belton and to UMHB. You are a gift to me. Thank you,
Oh,
Donna,
thank
for
you so
coming. I
much.
appreciate getting to hear about this.
Thank you. I'd love to have you come if you were interested.
I hope I can. That would be wonderful.
Okay.
Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
For anyone that's in the car buying mode or looking for a car right now or a truck, I would definitely come by Allen Samuels, get to know the people here like I have, how well I'm taking care of the dealership and how well, service and any kind of warranty issues or those sort of things. Because of the way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. I said I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Alan Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.